I know many talented, accomplished photographers. 5 of them in particular have over 40 years of experience for over 200 years of combined experience. After doing something that long, I was wondering what kept them motivated. So I asked them.
I've been waiting for this moment my whole career. I honestly can say that with the kind of explorations I've done with combined media, the computer has accelerated my interest and my involvement exponentially. So I'm just feeling that we're at the cutting edge of some wonderful things about to happen.
I'm real pleased that after almost 40 years, I'm still excited about it. I'm still thrilled about it. I can't wait to have the spare time to get out and photograph. Hopefully that'll always stay with me.
As an instructor, people ask me pretty often whether or not I feel that people using their phones a lot for making pictures has really been a detriment to the field of fine art photography or photojournalism or commercial work. And my normal response is that, you know, it's great to see so many people interested in making pictures, and whether or not they're using equipment that's more sophisticated or something to just collect ideas, it's getting people to think about visualizing things and putting their ideas into some kind of format that they can, you know, consider again, look at again to improve, share. And so all those things certainly get me interested in doing more photographs, but I'm not necessarily relying on other people's work to motivate me to do my own so much.
As far as the abundance of photography now, there's always been a lot of meaningless photography made. And unfortunately, with the internet and all the various distribution platforms, we see a lot more of that nowadays. But on the other hand, I think with our phones, modern cameras, and those same distribution platforms, it's easier to make photographs and share them, and I think maybe that's a good thing.
The kinds of quality of work I can get out of a digital camera that I never thought I'd be able to do. I thought that film cameras, film photography was going to be my life forever until somebody said, hey, look over here. So I've looked over there, and I am so impressed by what I can do with digital photography now.
The science and technology of photography in its short history has been moving along at a pretty rapid pace, and it's always been somewhat, it makes things more convenient for the photographer. But making a compelling, interesting photograph is still a pretty difficult thing to do, I think.
The new technologies that have come out really do excite me. Like I said, I've been photographing architecture for 40 years, and architecture as a subject matter is really difficult to print in black and white because you've got big blocks of buildings. If you want to make that building dark but not right next to it, in the darkroom it's very hard to do that. It's easy to do it with landscape, but I always found architecture to be difficult to print in the darkroom. Now with digital technology, I can get a master digital file and make a perfect print. And so I'm real thrilled about the printing part of the new digital technology.
I know that there's an inclination for a lot of traditional photographers to scorn the work of younger photographers who have it so easy with cameras that are so sophisticated. I can now do with a modern 35mm camera what it used to take me to do with an 8x10 view camera and get equal quality. And for a lot of people, judgments against that are that people just don't have to work hard enough to get what used to take, a lot of study in camera work, a lot of apprenticeship in darkrooms to achieve the real master images. But I find that's not an issue for me. I just think things are going to go in much different directions, and exponentially, again, in progress. So I think it's a great opportunity that we've had with the digital innovations.
having a whole new generation of people that are interested in sharing photography, trying different kinds of things in photography is really exciting. And then just seeing what's going to be coming ahead. I mean, I'll have to admit, I'm not a technology geek. The kind of work I do is, at least for about 20 years, I was photographing people in social situations, and so the cameras I used were, portable and able to be used on the fly. Today, though, I use bigger cameras to just work with more quiet and studied areas where I can look at form and design. And so my excitement to see what is happening in terms of technology is partially, of interest. But again, the way I can integrate it into the kinds of ideas that I think I'd like to do, and there's certainly a lot of other ideas that I've not gotten a chance to work with before, that certainly those new things that are coming on the horizon could really help out with some new concepts and new possible portfolios that might come about later.
But just to take a walk through a neighborhood like this and just to see the image in the viewfinder, that's my excitement right there. That is what motivates me every day, to go out and just see what else the viewfinder is going to show me.
As far as moving forward in photography, I'd like to immerse myself in new subject matter. I've done an awful lot of things, but I have not done, like for example, fine art portraits. I do not consider myself a portrait photographer. I would like to do more still life photography. I did some in commercial work, but I would like to do like Everett Weston. I would love to do some still life work. Anything that's new that excites me.
Just being able to get in my truck every day, put the camera bag in the back, and head off down the road, that is motivating me. I don't know if I'll see anything or not. Some days I come back with 8 or 10 or 12 what I think to be solid photographs, and some days I come back with nothing except a cheeseburger. And that for me is okay too, because it really is the process. It really is just going out and exploring and seeing what I see. I mean, it is, after all, that's all photography is. It's about seeing.
I have never run out of horizons in opportunities and directions to explore the entire time that I've been in photography. There's always some new direction, some new challenge to overcome, to meet, to try for.
I want people to see what I see. I think there are stories there to be told. I think that whether I get to tell them to anybody except this camera here, or to one other person, maybe just my wife or another friend, there still is a story there to be told. If I don't tell that story that particular day, if I don't see that image at that moment and push the shutter at just the right time, the story's not going to be told. It'll still be there, it just will have vanished in the vapor. I still feel like I'm a storyteller. I want to tell stories with my image making, and that really is my goal. My goal is to just be able to tell stories and hope that somebody sees a little bit of what I see.
As I said, I photograph because it's still, I enjoy it, I'm still interested in it, and I find it to be just an intriguing way to make creative artwork.
There's always a motivation and a real feeling that you should try to see what else that you haven't seen before, and try to handle that in a new way and see what you can do to make a really dynamic and successful image that rises above what you had already accomplished.
I photograph because it's the most enjoyable thing I can think of doing. Like being out in the city on a day like this and creating something, I just find that incredibly exciting.